What drives people to the brink of violence against leaders? Is it the fear of the opposition winning against their preferred candidate? Sometimes, the hatred for another candidate can be more than words can describe and eyes can see. The recent assassination attempt on Donald Trump has reignited memories of the 1981 attack on President Ronald Reagan. And in this video, we will uncover the recent event at Donald Trump's rally and how it relates to a past assassination attempt on President Ronald Reagan. On July 13, 2024, former President Donald Trump held a rally in Butler, Pennsylvania. This rally was important as it was his final campaign event before the Republican National Convention. Thousands of supporters, wearing red Make America Great Again hats, gathered to hear him speak. Around 6 p.m., Trump finally walked onto the stage, greeted by the song God Bless the USA. The crowd erupted in cheers as Trump clapped and pointed at people in the audience. There was jubilation and excitement in the air. While the rally proceeded, a 20-year-old named Thomas Matthew Crooks was seen climbing onto a rooftop nearby with rifle in hand. Crooks, armed with an AR-style rifle that belonged to his father, positioned himself for a clear shot. 6 minutes into Trump's speech, Crooks took aim and fired several shots. The first shot skimmed Trump's ear, causing him to bleed. Trump quickly ducked, and Secret Service agents rushed to protect him. More shots were fired, creating chaos and panic among the crowd. Within seconds, the agents neutralized Crooks, ending the immediate threat. Despite the chaos, Trump stood up with his face and ears stained with blood and raised his fist to show he was okay before being taken off the stage. The shooting also affected the rally attendees. Corey Comparator, a former fire chief, was killed while protecting his family. Two others, David Dutch, 57, and James Copenhaver, 74, were injured but later reported to be in stable condition. As news of the shooting spread, the nation was in shock. How could this happen? Why did Crooks do it? Recent information has reported Crooks was rejected from his high school rifle team and was a victim of bullying, even being labeled as an outcast. However, there were a few fellow classmates in a computer tech class that said he was cool, friendly, and got along with other students, as he was one of the most talented students in class. It was discovered that he was into video games, especially first-person shooter games like Fortnite and Tom Clancy's games. May not have been the most talented in that area, as it clearly didn't translate well into reality. The FBI know that the gun he used was legally purchased by his father, but they still don't know what made Crooks decide to commit such a violent act. President Joe Biden was attending church in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware when the news got to him. He quickly addressed the nation in a primetime speech, condemning the violence and calling for unity. In the address, President Biden emphasized the importance of rejecting political violence. He stressed that America must not go down the road of violence and division. He called for unity and urged everyone to come together to heal as a nation. Biden expressed his sympathy for the victims and their families, acknowledging the bravery of Corey Comparator and the injuries suffered by David Dutch and James Copenhaver. He also commended the Secret Service agents for their quick response, which prevented further tragedy. He further called for Americans to reject hate and violence. Biden talked about the need to bridge the division that has grown in recent years and to find a common ground. He urged people to remember that, despite political differences, everyone is part of the same nation and must work together to ensure safety and peace. After his speech, Biden made an unscheduled stop at the local Rehoboth Police Department. There, he denounced the sick shooting and said there was no place in America for this kind of violence. He also mentioned his attempt to reach out to Trump, showing a personal touch and emphasizing the need for unity in the face of such events. Within 30 minutes, the Secret Service communications chief posted on social media confirming that Trump was safe. Soon after, Trump's spokesperson released a statement saying the former president was fine and undergoing checks at a medical facility. In a message posted on his social media platform, Truth Social, Trump described the harrowing experience. He recounted hearing the shots and feeling a bullet graze his ear, causing significant bleeding. He expressed his gratitude to the Secret Service for their quick and effective response and extended his condolences to the family of Corey Comparator, who lost his life shielding his loved ones. From that post on social media, Trump stated, "I was shot with a bullet that pierced the upper part of my right ear. I knew immediately that something was wrong as I heard a whizzing sound, shots, and felt the bullet ripping through the skin. Much bleeding took place, and I realized then what was happening. Thank you to the brave Secret Service agents who acted swiftly and saved many lives. My thoughts are with Corey Comparator's family and those injured. Despite the attempt on his life, Trump made it clear that he would not be deterred. His resilience was evident as he vowed to continue his campaign. This incident not only surprised the people of America, but also prompted reactions from various celebrities and elicited a wide range of responses, reflecting both support and criticism. Here are a few that stood out. 50 Cent. During a performance in Boston, he made sure to use one of his famous tracks, Many Men, and transposed a picture of Trump's face onto his body in the background. 50 Cent is all too familiar with an assassination attempt, except the rapper was actually hit multiple times. Kyle Gass. While performing in Sydney, Australia, alongside fellow Tenacious D bandmate Jack Black, surprisingly stated when asked what his birthday wish was, he replied, "Don't miss Trump next time." Although some fans seemed to laugh and cheer, the majority didn't share the same point of view and were downright pissed and felt it condoned violence further. Even Jack Black was surprised in his comment and was unaware that was going to be Gass's answer. Jason Aldean. The country singer also used his weekend performance to reference the assassination attempt by paying tribute with his hit song, Try That in a Small Town, which had the crowd erupt with chants of USA. He also went on to further share his support on Instagram by writing, "This is what a warrior looks like. This is my guy." Dana White. The head honcho of the UFC, who will be introducing Trump at the upcoming Republican National Convention in Milwaukee, called his close friend the ultimate American badass for how an almost 80-year-old reacted the way Trump did before Secret Service agents pulled the former president off the stage. The recent attempt on Trump's life brings to mind the assassination attempt on President Ronald Reagan on March 30th, 1981. These two events, separated by more than 40 years, share similarities and differences that tell us a lot about the times we live in. Reagan was shot outside the Washington Hilton Hotel by John Hinckley Jr., who was motivated by a desire to impress actress Jodie Foster. Reagan, along with his press secretary James Brady, Secret Service agent Timothy McCarthy, and police officer Thomas Delahanty, was seriously wounded. Despite being close to death, Reagan recovered after undergoing emergency surgery. Both incidents show the risk faced by political leaders despite extensive security measures. However, there are notable differences in the context and aftermath of each event. Reagan's near-death experience garnered sympathy and boosted his popularity. His recovery and subsequent speeches reinforced his image as a resilient and strong leader. The incident also led to significant changes in the Secret Service protocols and increased security measures for future presidents. While Trump's response to the attack, particularly his fight rhetoric, has received more praise than anyone would think. While his supporters view his defiance as a sign of strength, critics argue that it exacerbates political tensions. The incident has reignited debates about political violence and the security of high-profile figures in the current polarized climate. After the shooting, many questions arose about security. How did crooks get so close to the rally with a gun? How can such incidents be prevented in the future? Why wasn't the warning from bystanders addressed? These questions are critical as officials work to ensure the safety of public figures and the public. The rally in Butler was supposed to be a big event for Trump, and still turned out to be bigger than anyone anticipated. Or was it exactly as planned? He was gearing up for the Republican National Convention and was excited about his campaign. The shooting turned what should have been a celebratory event into a tragic and frightening day. The assassination attempt on Donald Trump reminds us of the threats faced by political leaders and the enduring challenges to maintaining security and civility in the world of politics. Various reactions from celebrities and politicians reflect the deep divisions in contemporary society and the critical need for responsible leadership. Comparing this incident to the 1981 attempt on Ronald Reagan's life highlights both the progress made in security measures and the ongoing struggles with political violence and public rhetoric. As the nation reflects on these events, the hope is for a more united and peaceful future, guided by the lessons of the past. Let's hope America can move forward together. Take care, little birds.